Hola!
Hola!
I'm Greg.
I'm Lisa.
And we have some big news today. We are making some changes to how we approach language learning and Dreaming Spanish. And we're excited to share it with you. Now, Pablo, if you're watching this, please cover your ears. So if you've been watching our videos, you know that we have one huge blind spot: speaking.
Yeah. And according to the Dreaming Spanish roadmap, conversation is recommended at 1,000 hours. And in actuality, based on where we are right now, it's going to take way more than 1,000 hours of input to truly get conversational.
Right. Now, if you've committed to using Dreaming Spanish, more than likely you've committed to the idea that it takes time and it's a process. And as much as we want it to go faster, we understand that it is a process.
But because of our situation, we're forced to make some significant changes. We're in Spain, and not speaking limits us in countless ways. We recently posted a video summarizing all of our struggles, not knowing the language. We'll include that link below. But what does that all mean? It means that we have to deviate from the Dreaming Spanish method.
Now, this was hard. I mean, especially for me, because everyone knows, although we both have been really committed to Dreaming Spanish, I am really committed to it. And, I would say, I guess I'm a Dreaming Spanish purist, they would say.
Yeah, and we have a lot of people watching this video who are just as committed as we are. So it was a hard decision. But for what we need and where we are in our journey, it was time to start exploring something that would get us speaking much sooner than Dreaming Spanish alone would.
Yeah, and I should say this before we continue here. We want to be clear that if we were not in Spain and didn't have the urgency of speaking, we would continue exactly what we've been doing, because it's really the only thing that has worked and gotten us to where we are. 100%. And if you're in a position where you have the time to stick with it, we encourage you to do that. Do what works best for your situation. So, how are we going to speak?
Well, right now our speaking consists of us just spitting out nouns and verbs. People understand us, but obviously we can't continue communicating this way.
Right.
So to properly put together a sentence, we need grammar.
Yeah.
Whether or not we should actively study grammar while doing Dreaming Spanish has seriously been a hot topic between us.
Yeah, I mean, this is the biggest change. I mean, Pablo believes that if you want to learn grammar, you need to listen more and be patient. I am a diehard Dreaming Spanish purist, as I said before. And I believe that within time, with simply listening, you eventually pick up all of the grammar that you need in order to speak. But this is a slow process. At 850 hours, we're ways away from acquiring the grammar that we need in order to speak the way that we want to speak. Now, we would have to double the amount of input that we've had. So you're looking at 1,600 hours, which is a lot. And waiting another year for us to get to those 1,500 to 2,000 hours, it just won't work for us.
Yeah, so we're on a mission to find something that would accelerate the process. Some of the things we considered were
writing in a journal, talking out loud for like 10 minutes a day, chorusing, Spanish subtitles for the English-speaking shows that we still want to watch, Language Reactor, which uses subtitles and it requires more in-depth studying as you go along on YouTube and Netflix.
Yeah, private lessons, sentence mining, watching Spanish news channels, Greg starting language transfer for some grammar. Yeah, this was a year-long fight.
Yeah. So there's so much information that's out there, but we had to narrow it down. So this is kind of where we landed. We're going to continue with comprehensible input with Dreaming Spanish and native content and reading. And here's what's new. We're going to add chorusing, where you mirror a recording of a native speaker and practice with a native accent. And we'll put a link to how that works in the description.
I finally convinced Gregory to do language transfer. So now we're both doing it. Yeah. But the biggest addition will be output.
Yeah, so we found a great program that gets us as much speaking practice as we need, but not with the standard italki, Preply, or Lingota platforms. We wanted a lesson that allowed us to speak exclusively in Spanish, allowed us to have someone who spoke Spanish and focused on grammar.
Yeah, I personally never wanted to take lessons. I felt like it was school, and to me, it would push me out of my comfort zone. because I must have had trauma in school or something.
Yeah.
But at this point, the need to speak has outweighed my internal conflict of not wanting to take actual lessons. So we started looking for some ways to practice speaking. We needed something that would allow us to just speak and speak and speak.
And so, of course, we checked the Dreaming Spanish subreddit because that's what you do.
Of course.
And when we did, we saw that someone mentioned WorldsAcross. We kept reading, and it said that WorldsAcross is a teaching platform that offers unlimited one-on-one classes and group sessions. And we were thinking, what is this goodness? Yeah. And, you know, it was true. A Spanish learning platform that provides unlimited lessons, and you have qualified tutors who specialize in helping people like us learn to speak.
Yeah, we completed our first full week with them, and I think it went pretty great. It was actually fun and enjoyable, not what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, and you know, we're still learning about it, and we're still evaluating how it's going to help us. But here's what we know so far.
Yeah, okay, the first thing you do is pick a coach, which is different, that you have an hour-long conversation with. This coach will ask you about your interests, what you need help with, what your time frame goals are. They'll write where you are in your language learning journey. I literally left that initial coaching session fully prepared. I knew what I was going to do next. And I ran out of the room and I yelled, "I love my coach."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, I've already done 10 lessons, which is 2 lessons every day, Monday through Friday. And it's been eye-opening for me because as expected, my grammar is all over the place. But the one thing that has been so satisfying is that I can sit in 10 hours of lessons with the native Spanish speakers and understand 80 to 90% of what they're saying. And that is all because of Pablo and Dreaming Spanish.
Yeah, I'm not quite like Greg. 2 hours a day seems super intense to me. So I do one 60-minute session per day, Monday through Friday. And even that is a lot for me, but it's like manageable.
All right, now some of you may have heard of WorldsAcross and you want to try it out. The people at WorldsAcross were so nice, and they were nice enough to give all of our viewers a discount, and we'll include a link to that below. Just use the code SpanishLewis for 30% off your first month, or you can wait until we do an update video on the platform, or you can wait until we do an update on how the process is going for us, or you could just pay for it if you don't want to use it.
Yeah, so we like our plan. We got here because of Dreaming Spanish, and we're forever grateful for that. Yeah. This is just the next step in our language learning journey.
Right, and after only 1 week of this new plan, I'm pretty confident that within 6 months, we'll be speaking in a way that is comfortable for the locals or with the locals. We will continue documenting our journey, and as always, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button, that way you can be notified when we release our next amazing, awesome, incredible, spectacular video. All right, anything else?
No.
All right, good job. Venga.
Adios.
Adios.